and the cabinet shattered. And then they got rid of it, and then somebody had a car accident, and it was anyway. This is all being recorded, which I'm so pleased about. But yeah, so I believe that it's, having never experienced it, I believe though that it's possible, and if people believe it, I would never write someone off as just a cuckoo for claiming that they had a supernatural experience. I would be more intrigued by it, I think.
Do you think there's anything about the character that's anything like you, or issues?
No, I think I'm a lot like Jane, actually. Even though I like to pretend that I'm very grown up and very street smart, I'm actually pretty innocent, I think. And I think I'm pretty optimistic, and I think I also assume the best of people most of the time, you know. And I think initially that can be maybe a bit of a downfall, but I wouldn't describe the character of Jane or myself as gullible. Optimistic maybe, but not gullible. In the pilot, Jane might seem that way, but actually she's just trying to make the best of what she thinks is, or she wants to be, a really positive experience. But I think she'll be the first person to be like, hang on, you need to listen to me, when she gets evidence to the contrary. And I'm the same way. I'll really stand up for what I believe in. I'm just not likely to jump to a negative conclusion.
Do you think you're going to miss the action of like Charlie's Angels and stuff? Sorry. Really?
Just said no.
Why not? Oh, was it?
No, I really enjoyed being fish, but I'm also not. I'm like kind of super uncoordinated.
Well, there are a lot of bruises that you're not going to miss.
I'm just like, this is really a really good fit for me, this part and this show. She's kind of inquisitive, and she's kind of a little shy, she's a little young, and she's a little naive. And this is just a little closer to where I feel like I naturally fit. My character in Charlie's Angels was super fun to play, but she was, for example, a girl that had grown up with a lot of money on Park Avenue. I'm like Jane. I'm from a really, really small, weird little town in Australia, you know, and when I get off the plane at JFK, I'm like, wow, this is so weird. You know, I'm much more like that than I am like a girl who steals diamonds from me, you know?
I got you.
From Australia? Oh, I miss everything about it. Obviously the people, but I also feel like it's still very much a part of me wherever I am, and I go home all the time. I've got a bunch of Australian friends in New York and a bunch of Australian friends in LA. Basically, they just migrate, Australians. We just go everywhere. So I never feel like I'm short of, you know, it's a nice feeling. I feel like it's quite easy to Skype with mum and dad or friends. It's like, it's okay, it's a plane ride away. I try not to focus on the distance between my country and where I am.
And has it gotten easier for you to use an American accent?
I still do have to work on it though, and I still don't think it's perfect. You know, I'm from the country and my accent's quite thick. But I figured out the techniques. I think I write my scripts out in phonetics, and if I do that, then I'm usually pretty.
Can we hear some of that American accent right now?
I would prefer not to, because I don't want to sound really silly. But you can watch the pilot and you can hear it there.
When you say your country, do you mean your character's country or you're from the country?
I'm from a small town. I'm not from like Sydney or Melbourne. I'm from Tasmania, which is like little island. And Jane Van Veen, the character in 666, is also from you know, Indiana. So there's also a kind of off the map kind of part.
It matches you perfectly.
Yeah.
New York's amazing to her and everything. New York's amazing to her as well.
Yeah, it is. And still, you know, I've lived in Tokyo, and I've been to Moscow and London and a bunch of really big places. But when I was in New York, I was like, this is really exciting.
And as this is a scary show as well, what scares you in life?
Well, a number of things. I certainly think I'm not scared of solitude, but I think being really truly alone is a scary idea. I'm an only child as well, so I think that's a scary kind of. It's certainly a very moving idea. and the other thing is being lost or alone in a forest or the bush or the desert is pretty like that really gets my, like when I saw Wolf Creek, that's an Australian film, or Blair Witch Project, I'm like, that's, you're hitting right on that thing that I don't want to be in that situation.
How scary do you think the show can get?
I certainly don't think we're out to push anyone's boundaries to a place where they're ever feeling really distressed, because we're an ABC show and we want to be really respectful of our audience in that regard. But I think we're going to push boundaries in terms of creepiness and eeriness, and that is actually much harder to achieve than out shock and blood horror. I do, like, anyone can tip a bucket of blood over their head, but to truly build tension and build that build the mythology of what an eerie vibe is pretty hard work, and I think David Wilcox is cut out for it. I really do. He's pushing boundaries already, so good on him, you know.
And what do you think? I feel like I'm talking a lot, but what do you think of the comparisons between this and like American history? Oh, what's it? Horror story.
We're so different. I don't even see, other than the fact that there's they're both kind of spooky. One is kind of like a dark. I love the show actually. I'm a huge fan of American Horror Story, but it's kind of very dark and sort of erotic horror in a way. Our show isn't like that. We sit on the supernatural, otherworldly end of things. So we're more in ghosts and about, you know, there's some mystery that we're going to unlock here on Park 666. I don't know what it is yet because I haven't read the script, but I think that as Jane starts to discover and research the architecture of the building, I think she's going to finally piece together a bunch of all of that work is going to become clues for figuring out what's really going on at the Drake. That's my instinct. That as she researches the building, she's going to also be researching what it is to make a Faustian deal with Gavin Duran.
So do you think the mythology is going to be really heavy?
Yeah, I do. I think it's there's certainly a adventurous aspect to my character, and I think there's going to be a lot of piecing together of clues and puzzling stuff together in order to be like, oh my goodness, that's what's really going on here. And I think the clue is in the architecture, but that's just me. Why would I want to stay? Well, I think
the character.
I'm inventing a whole season, by the way. But I think she's gonna maybe have a little trouble rescuing Henry. I could be so wrong. It could be the other way around. Like, keep in mind I have no information, but my instinct tells me that Henry is probably a little more suggestible than Jane is, actually. Fight for the man she loved. We've all done it.
Can you do me just one quick thing real fast? Can you give a shout out to 666parkavenue.org?
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I follow you guys on
Sweet.
Twitter.
Hi.
There you go. Hello at 66parkavenue.org. I'm Rachael Taylor. It's so lovely to talk to you, and thank you very much for following us.
Cool, sweet, thanks.
So my pleasure.
Thank you. Cheers.